Got the draft of the key paper credited worldwide as proving HIV causes AIDS. I've got the paper as it was typed by Popovic after he'd done the key experiments in the absence of his boss. Gallo had gone to Europe where he went lectured at the Pasteur Institute saying that my files did it, not yours. And he told the BBC and briefed the BBC that he had found the AIDS virus. He then come back to find that Popovic had finished the experiment, left a typed manuscript reporting the experiment, which is supposed to go into the science journal, and gone off skiing. Gone to Utah to ski. Gallo started reading it. This paper is the reason why it was proved that he'd used the French virus. So we know the handwriting written changes are by Gallo. We know the paper's typed by Popovic. So all that's established. But when I turned over the page to page 3, I found Popovic had typed, despite the best of research efforts, we cannot find a causative agent for AIDS. He said it in as many words explicitly. He's crossed out by Gallo. He's absolutely furious. In 2 lines down, Popovic describes as an assumption Gallo's theory that erectrovirus causes AIDS. Again, Gallo crossed us out. He must have been getting madder and madder. And then got to the conclusion, and Popovic concluded in the paper, in the light of everything else in the paper, that all he managed to do was get some spikes of RT, which he took to be that his retrovirus was intermittently present in his culture. And he says it looks like we're managing to grow the virus at least intermittently. This makes it possible for the phytoimmunological and other genetic code experiments are done to, in the future. That is the last line of the paper. So the experiments to prove it causes AIDS, Popovic points out as a possibility for the future, using his culture. That's all the paper says. At no point in the paper does he try to prove any virus the cause of AIDS. There's no test to make it a pathogen, nothing. There is no isolation, it's not designed. The paper, there's no experiments there at all on that. Gallo added to the title of the paper the word isolation. Gallo completely rewrote the conclusion. The paper, and it gets worse, because when the paper got published, it had micrographs in it, credited to Gonda, the head of electron microscopy at the National Cancer Institute. And among these papers I found was a letter from Dr. Gonda to Gallo and Popovic saying, those samples you sent me, saying they got the AIDS virus in them, and for microscopy for publication, have no virus in them at all, let alone any retrovirus. There's no particles of the right shape, and it's only got cellular debris in there. That letter is dated 4 days before the date that Gallo handed in the papers for publication, with photographs from Gonda, which Gallo puts underneath, these are photographs of HIV. This is clear evidence of scientific misconduct, and I'm hoping we can get prominent scientists to call for the withdrawal of these science papers. We've never had so clear-cut evidence before.